Hello and welcome, it's Andrew. Today we're building a super practical setup with JetBooking and JetEngine, a dynamic calendar that displays actual bookings. Every entry is a real reservation, and beyond the booking fields you can pull any data from the item's custom post type right into the calendar listing. It takes a different approach than regular post listings, and I'll walk you through the full workflow. And stick around till the end, I'll show you a few smart configurations you can try for different real-world use cases. If you find this helpful, drop a comment, like and subscribe. We'll use Crocoblock's real estate demo as the stage, but the logic works for anything you rent or schedule. The front end here is built with Elementor, but the same settings work in Blocks Editor and Bricks theme. Here I already have a custom post type called Properties, with custom meta fields that's done using JetEngine. And there's a single property template in place handled by Jet Theme Core. The overall plan is to put a JetFormBuilder booking form on each single post, let JetBooking save those reservations, and then show them in a JetEngine dynamic calendar personalized for each logged-in user. First, let's make sure JetBooking is set up the right way. Go to WordPress Dashboard, Bookings, Settings. In the General tab, set the booking mode to Plain. That's the mode we'll use for this workflow. It works even if you don't connect WooCommerce. Next, pick the booking instance post type. That's the custom post type your bookings connect to. In my case, it's Properties. Open the Schedule tab and define when booking is possible, weekdays, time slots, and other rules. Now go to Tools. Here you'll find additional table columns, extra fields in the JetBooking database for anything beyond the default IDs, date, and time data. If you're starting from a Crocoblock dynamic template, like I do, you may already see a few columns. For now, I'm going to leave the list of columns as it is. That's it for the plugin setup. Now we need to build a query that feeds the calendar listings. Go to JetEngine, Query Builder, Add New. I'm gonna name it Booking for Current User Query. Set query type to JetBooking Query. Below, in General tab, choose which statuses you want to display, for example pending. And if you leave this field empty, all bookings will be targeted, even marked as cancelled or on hold. Next, set user ID. Click the dynamic tag icon and choose Current User ID. It makes this query show each viewer only their own reservations. Click Add Query to save. Now let's build the form that will collect and send the booking data, so go to JetFormBuilder, Add New, and start from scratch. Insert a hidden field and set its value to Current Post ID. This stores the ID of whatever single post the form is on. Add basic user fields, first name, last name, email, so you have contact details in the form record. Add the check-in, check-out dates block from JetBooking. In its settings, add a label. Choose either single or separate fields for check-in, check-out, and pick the field's position. I'll use list. Then set the date format, separator, and first day of the week to match your regional format. Now open the JetForm settings and add a new post-submit action called Apartment Booking. For Apartment ID field option, select the hidden field with the current post ID. Then map your check-in, check-out field and the email field. Finally, in the database columns map, you can connect any form fields to extra JetBooking database columns. I'm skipping those for now. Click Update and the form is ready. Now place it on a single property template using the JetForm widget. Once a user submits a booking form on the front end, you'll see a new booking record appear in Bookings dashboard. You will see core bookings data in the list. The instance column shows the property name because we passed current post ID into apartment ID field. Extra data stored in booking table columns is visible under booking details. Now we'll build the listing that the column calendar will use for each booking. Go to JetEngine, Listings Components, Add New. Set listing source to Query Builder and pick the JetBooking query we created. Name it, choose your editor and click Create Listing Item. Inside the editor, I want to show the title of the booked item. So I'll drag in a dynamic field widget and, as its source, I'll pick post term user object data. Among the object field options, there are JetBooking core sources and database columns, so I choose Booking Instance ID, which, as you remember, we set to be passed via the form. Now this ID needs to be turned into a title. For that, I'll enable the Filter Field Output toggle and, as a callback, choose Get Post Titles from IDs. That gives us the item title at the top of each calendar card. Similarly, we can show other booking data like dates and time. In another dynamic field, choose the same source and set object field to check-in date. Enable filter field output and pick the format date callback. Choose your preferred date mask, and you can check the date and time formatting docs from the link. You can also add static text before or after the value. If you want to display check-in or check-out time, use the same callback, just select a different time mask. You might show dates, times on the cards or skip them, depending on your booking type. Remember, multi-day bookings render on each day slot, so for example showing the start time of the booking on all 3 days can feel noisy. Now add a dynamic link. For source, choose JetBooking, add to Google Calendar. Set a short label or use an icon to save space on the calendar layout. That's it for a basic listing. Keep it minimal and readable. Now let's add the calendar to the same single property page where the form is placed. Open your single template, find the dynamic calendar widget and drag it onto the canvas. In the widget settings for listing, choose the one we just created. Then, in Group Post By, select Booking Date. This tells the calendar to display each reservation on a date it starts. At this point, you'll already see booking appearing on the calendar, each card using the layout we designed in the listing. Before we move on, let's make one small but important adjustment. Our query shows bookings that belong to the current user, but with the current setup, guests with no user IDs will see all bookings. So let's make the calendar visible only to logged-in users. If you have JetEngine's Dynamic Visibility module enabled, open the Calendar widget's Advanced Settings, turn on Dynamic Visibility, and set the condition to Show Element if user is logged in. This way, only registered users will see their own bookings, while everyone else will see the regular single property content. You can now adjust the calendar styling and update the property single post template. I'm going to quickly add several more reservations and check the results on the front. Now, as you can see, when I move through different property pages, I keep seeing the same bookings, the ones made by me for different properties. Of course, in many cases, it would be more useful to see only bookings for the property we're currently viewing. That's not a problem at all, it's built right into JetBooking. Open the query we created earlier, and in the general settings, find the instance field. click the dynamic tag icon and select Current ID. Now each property will display only its own bookings. Or if you disable the Current User ID filter, the calendar will show bookings from all users for that property, perfect for user experience, because visitors can instantly see the item's availability without even starting the booking process. You can have the All Property Bookings version on the homepage and the user-specific one on single property pages, or go one step further and add a switcher so users can toggle between the two. Here's how to do that with the tools we already have. Create one more query so you have two, one for all property bookings, one for bookings of the current property. Duplicate your listing so each version points to a different query. Then in your form add two dynamic calendar blocks. Blocks will work exactly the same as Elementor widgets. And wrap each calendar in a conditional block. Add a switcher field in the JetFormBuilder with a yes value for the active state. Set your two conditional blocks to show or hide depending on that toggle. Now on the front end, users can switch between calendars, viewing all their bookings or only those for the current property. And here's one more idea to show how flexible JetBooking's database columns can be, especially when you need to visualize many bookings across different items. Wouldn't it be great to color mark bookings by property? JetEngine offers a color picker meta field type. Assign one to your properties and set a different color for each. In the booking form, add another hidden field whose value is current post meta, pointing to that color meta field. Then in the apartment booking post submit action, map that hidden field to one of your booking database columns. Finally, in your listing, open the style settings of any widget, say the background or border, click the dynamic tags icon, choose JetEngine current object field, and select the database column that stores the color. And that's it. On the front end, each booking will show in its own color. I hope that was interesting. JetBooking already comes packed with useful features, but with a few creative tweaks using Crocoblock tools, you can take it much further. I find that both exciting and empowering. If you enjoyed this walkthrough, please share your thoughts below, give it a like, and subscribe to stay in touch. Thanks a million for watching. See you next time.